The problem with Keanu Reeves in John Wick 5 is even worse than John's passing. The main character of the franchise, John Wick, passes away at the end of John Wick, Chapter 4, and while the following film will need to figure out how to bring John back, their bigger issue is what they will do after that. Neo-noir action franchise John Wick debuted in 2014, and 3 sequel movies have already been released, with more on the way. The beloved John Wick franchise, which features Keanu Reeves, has established itself as one of the best. However, the ending of the most recent installment might pose a significant obstacle to the brand's continued success. Released in 2023, John Wick, Chapter 4 follows Wick as he takes his fight against the high table to a global scale, searching for the most powerful criminals around the world. The film's final battle includes John taking on the high tables the Marquis in a duel that proves to be bloody even before their guns are drawn. At the end of John Wick, Chapter 4, John successfully kills the Marquis, but ultimately dies afterward. It isn't uncommon for action heroes to die before their story is complete, so the real question that remains is this: how will John Wick continue after his resurrection? Though it isn't confirmed that John Wick will bring its beloved protagonist back to life, if they do, there will be stipulations. First and foremost, if the franchise kills then revives John Wick, that means that they can never try to kill him again. This is because audiences will no longer trust that a death is truly a death. If John can be resurrected once, why couldn't he be resurrected every time? Even if the franchise does kill John Wick for good in a later movie, it would feel unsatisfying to an audience that has already seen him die once before. Along with the fact that a second John Wick death would be unbelievable, it would also be boring. Killing a character is quite an extreme, and now that John Wick has gone there once, it would be repetitive to try and go there again. No matter how much the film tries to switch things up, ultimately, the end result would be the same. John Wick's death was sad in John Wick, Chapter 4, and it is almost a guarantee that if it were to happen again, it would be much less sad, and would automatically make audiences think he was coming back again like the first time. This begs the question of how the franchise will conclude because John Wick has essentially played its sole kill John Wick card. When the main character in an action franchise is killed off, the series usually ends with a bang. Usually, these deaths are followed by resurrections that are alluded to in the final shots or end credits scenes. The franchise cannot be ended in this way by John Wick, as it has already been done. So how does the John Wick series end without John Wick being killed or raised from the dead? It's hardly the worst thing in the world to end the franchise with John still alive. Although it isn't as dramatic as dying, it would probably result in a happier conclusion that would please audiences in a variety of ways. If John succeeds in taking down the high table and then lives to see another day, that would certainly call for celebration. Furthermore, if John is able to return to a life of normalcy, that could be a pleasant ending as well. Really, the best thing the franchise can do if John survives is giving him exactly what he wants. Therefore, John and the audience will be satisfied. In the end, John Wick might have prematurely ended John's life. According to rumors, the franchise's developer, Chad Stahelski, has plans for the series up until John Wick 9. If this is true, John's passing will seem hasty in the larger scheme of things. The franchise's inability to top murdering off the lead character is the main source of worry. Additionally, as was already noted, a franchise really shouldn't play the death card again. John's passing in John Wick, Chapter 4 raises a lot of queries about the future of the John Wick series and its quality.